Good evening. How are you? My name is Frank Williams. I'm the Vice President for Enrollment Management here at Damon College. We are so excited that you're taking the opportunity to spend some time with us this evening. We have students ready to chat with you and answer all your questions. We have admissions counselors ready to chat with you and answer your questions. We even have the transfer team here with our Director of Transfer Admissions as well, here to chat with you to answer any and all your questions. This is a time that we want to come and make sure that you have a great online open house experience. What does that mean? Our online open house makes it so that no matter where you live, you can ask us questions and have a chance to see Damon College, speak with Damon College, or speak with representatives from Damon College regarding your college choice. While you're here, make sure you click on the videos. We have videos for all of our programs. If you were to go on to our site, we have videos for every academic program. If you want to see and hear from one of our representatives, we have videos from our representatives as well as our graduate coordinator as well. So we have everyone here waiting to speak with you, to help you and assist you to make your college decision. One of the things I say to many students and their parents is to make sure that when you come to Damon College, in this case when you click on and you're here with us, to make sure you leave with all of your questions answered. We want to make sure that you're more informed or well informed to make sure this is the place for you. If you're a parent logged on with us, we invite you to ask any questions as well. Welcome to the online open house. If you're a sophomore logged on with us, we invite you and we welcome you. All of our juniors that has a little bit more time, but the clock is starting to tick, we welcome and invite you. And for my seniors who are excited, who are nervous, who are anxious, we also welcome and invite you to ask all your questions. I'm going to start with talking to my seniors first. If you're a senior and you're looking at the timeline and you're saying, wow, what's going on? Do I have to make a decision today? Do I have to deposit today? Am I late? Am I early? Let me first ask you to breathe. Take a breath. You do have time to deposit. However, the clock is ticking. Depending on the program, some of our programs have already been closed because of limits on our enrollment. Programs such as our nursing program, we have very limited seats there. Our physician assistant program, which is a master's program, very limited seats as well there. That program, you have to have already completed an interview with our faculty. So if you're interested in physician assistant and you have not interviewed with our faculty, now is definitely a good time to talk to your admissions counselor to see if there's a possibility of interviewing and see if there's a possibility of coming in to that program. While it is late, we probably will have a few more interview slots available. So again, contact your admissions counselor that you've been working with hopefully throughout the whole process. They can give you more details there. Our doctorate in physical therapy, while that program has limited seats as well, that program has more seats still available. So if you're accepted and have not yet deposited, I would say now is definitely a great time to deposit. But if you have questions, tonight is your time to ask any of those questions, make sure they get answered. We have a plethora of other programs, really strong programs. If you're looking to come into English, English is a very strong program. Psychology is very strong, social work, education, our business, sports management, accounting, very strong programs. One of the programs that we actually just named, we had a program called Healthcare Studies. Now we call that program Health Promotions. What we've tried to do with that program is to really make sure that you understand that if you want to enter into health field, this is a program that will definitely assist you in getting into the health field and giving you a plethora of experiences while you're taking that journey. We've also designed our programs to make sure that it's not just the end of your education at the bachelor's degree. Many of our programs do carry on into the master's program as well. I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But again, for my seniors, great programs here. At this point, I hope you have already applied and you've already received a response from us, and my hope is that that was an acceptance. If you've already received your acceptance, that means you have already received your merit award. So in that case, congratulations. If you're a senior with us that have already applied and you have not yet been accepted and you have not yet received your merit award, I urge you to contact your counselor either tonight via chat or emailing them this evening as well to see what the status of your application is. At this point, this time of the year, we really want to make sure we get our responses out to you in a timely fashion for two reasons. One, We can assist you to kind of close out this part of your process and enjoy the rest of your senior year. And the other thing is we want to make sure that we can assist you in making that happen. So if you're a senior and you've already applied, you've been accepted, you've received your merit award, you may be asking, okay, so what's next? What's next is making a commitment to your school of choice. And for me, I hope that's Damon. How do you make a commitment to your school of choice? You make a commitment by saying, I want to attend Damon College, and you either send in your deposit or you can deposit online. That triggers us to say, yes, we're going to save your seat for you so you can enter into Damon College in the fall. But it also triggers a response from our orientation director to make sure that she sends you out the information about orientation. And we have a student and family orientation. And I emphasize and family. Parents, you are definitely invited to come through this journey with your sons and your daughters. It's a process that really opens up the door and shows you behind the curtain of what the experiences your son or daughter will have. From student population on campus, from the different offices that are geared and aimed to help and assist, the coaching that happens, the academic advising that happens, faculty members and the commitment they have to the student research or just the student services in general. Orientation is a great time. Even during orientation, we have a time where we split up the students from the parents. Again, a great time. I won't give away all the details, but I definitely urge you to attend the family aspect of our orientation. So what that also will do is also triggers for housing. So if you're a student that's looking to attend Damon College and you also want to live in the residence halls, first, if you haven't taken a tour yet, you definitely have to come and take a tour to see the residence halls. It's a good idea to see where you're going to be sleeping and eating for the next 4, 5, or 6 years, depending on the program of choice. So I urge you to do that, but what that does also when you deposit, it triggers orientation, but it also triggers for our housing. So we reserve a seat in our housing. We do have housing right here on campus. We have one of our buildings, Canavan Hall. Canavan houses majority of our first year students, and at times we also house some of our transfer students in Canavan Hall. The good thing about Canavan is that it's a building in a corridor style, which allows you to meet people up and down the hallway. It's a good time when if you come here with friends or you come here not knowing who's going to be here living up and down the hall from you. So you get a chance to meet people from all over the place. Damon really works to create a diverse experience for our students in all aspects. So geographic diversity. We work in the enrollment office to make sure that we emphasize in some states, but we have students coming from 26 states throughout the country. The states we emphasize are Illinois, California, Texas, Arizona, and Florida. We, of course, have a strong commitment to our border states, which is Ohio, as well as Pennsylvania, and we do a lot of work in our D.C., Maryland area as well. So we really work hard to make sure that you have a diverse student experience and a diverse res hall or res life experience with students that live on campus as well. So depositing will trigger us to say, hey, we want to keep a seat for you in our academic programs, and we want to keep a bed for you in our res life program. So depositing is what the next step will be. If you're a senior, you've already applied, been accepted, received your merit award, and hopefully at this time you've already asked all your questions for your financial aid package. If you have outstanding questions, now's your time to chat with some of the students that we have. You can chat with our admissions counselors, or you can chat with our director of transfer admissions as well. They're all waiting to speak with you regarding your college choice. Juniors, we are very, very excited you have logged on and you're here with us. We want to extend an offer to you to come on campus if you haven't already. As a junior, it's never too early to start. This is prime time to start to, what I always tell families, put schools on your list, and unfortunately sometimes to take schools off your list. But you can only do that if you go visit. What I always feel like from a parent perspective, visiting is a great indicator of how you're going to enjoy that school, enjoy the experiences and what they offer you as a student. So you really do have to, if you can't visit all your schools, and that's understandable, many of you are using a Common App. Damon College does receive the Common App. If you're using the Common App and you're applying to 10, 15 schools, it may not be possible to visit all those schools, and that's fine. But in some way you have to prioritize that list to make sure that the top schools that you're really interested in going to and you're really intrigued about, that you go on those campuses. sometimes you'll go on a college campus tour, visit with the faculty, visit with the staff, and this is like your top school. You get so excited about going, you can't wait. You've been telling all your friends and all your family members, I want to go to school X. You go on that campus, the day comes, you're here, and it just doesn't go too well. And that's okay, because the idea of visiting schools is just to do just that, to get an idea of how well you're going to like it, and sometimes the fact that, wow, I'm glad I came to visit, because had I not visited this campus and I just enrolled and walked onto that campus in the fall, that would be very devastating to find out you've been anticipating this wonderful experience and something that you really needed is not there. So I really encourage you to come and visit Damon College, and I hope that won't be your experience, but I do hope that you come on campus and Damon's everything you expected and more. What can you expect if you come to visit Damon College? I'm glad you asked. What you can expect if you come to Damon College is a friendly face. Many times when guests come into Rosary Hall, which is a beautiful building, please come and look at it and get a chance to visit. But one thing you'll see if you come into Rosary Hall is at every chance I get, I come out and try to speak with all our family members that are coming. You'll get a counselor visit. You'll get to go to the counselor's office and ask them questions about the program, ask them questions about your major, ask them questions about some of the outcomes. What are some of the graduating students, what are they doing? Where are they working at? Are they all employed? How long did it take them to get a job? And so those are the questions that are probably really more important for some of the parents to ask. But as a student, you want to know some outcomes as well. So the things expect a warm greeting, smiling faces. You'll get a chance to meet with the admissions counselor. If you're an athlete, you'll get a chance to meet with our coaching staff. If long as we're not in any blackout times, because we are Division II NCAA, so we are periods of time where the coaches cannot speak with you and you cannot go and visit them. But however, so we can do an unofficial visit. If you're here on an official visit, you'll have to be invited by the coaching staff to do that. But it's a great time to come and see us and expect that you're going to have a warm face, warm greeting with a smiling face, excuse me, as well as making sure that you can walk the campus, look in our academic buildings, and see the modern spaces we have on campus, as well as the comfortable study spaces we have on campus as well. There's spaces that you can visit on campus where you would find that there's a very great study hall. There's also comfortable places where you can really, let your hair down and relax. In our RIC, we call it the Research and Information Commons. Most people call it a library, but it's a place where you can do all your research, do all your studying, print your papers out, and really have a holistic experience of studying and doing your projects here on Damon College. Other things you can expect is that you'll have a very earnest conversation about the expectations of you as a student and the things you can look forward to. When people say, well, why Damon? Why should I come to Damon opposed to school X, Y, and Z? And the one thing I will say that I say is the why, or the wow factor, is that we don't just talk about it, the great experiences, but we also offer great experiences. For instance, as soon as I come on Damon College campus, if you're coming into the health field, we have wonderful clinical experiences. So you're not going to walk away not having the experience of working. If you're coming in for our nursing program, not having the experience of working inside of a hospital or nursing home and having hands-on experience. If you're coming to our education program, you're going to know within your first year as a Damon College student, what it feels like to be in front of a classroom. Are you really enjoying this? Are you stressed out about it? Is it something you really want to do? Some mistakes that colleges across the country make at times is they hold that experience off to the junior and sometimes the senior year. I find that to be very difficult, because now if you've gone through 3 years of college and you're in front of a class of middle schoolers or high schoolers for the first time and you feel like, oh my gosh, that was awful. That's pretty late to figure out how you're going to change your major and graduate on time. In that case, you will have to spend more time in college than you probably planned on it, or you'll have to graduate with that program and then select a master's program that's in a different area. We don't want that for you. We want you to go into the classroom in your first year here. And if you go into the classroom in your first year here, you'll find at that point, wow, I love it, or I should probably change my major to something else. And the good thing is, if you love it, wonderful. You knock it out of the park. You have that experience your first year, your sophomore year. You go into a more in-depth experience leading up into your student teaching year, where you're doing mini lesson plans, where you're taking control of the class. You are the teacher, and usually that's when the cooperating teacher or the full-time teacher in that classroom really steps back and give you his or her classroom for your educational experience. And that's a wonderful experience. In full disclosure, when I went to school, I was an English secondary education major. And I must admit, when I first got in front of the classroom, I was excited and nervous at the same time. But once the first day or two was over, I realized I love this. This is exactly what I want to do. I love the communication with the students. I love being able to work through certain issues, having students that don't like to read or don't like to write, and then giving them an exciting project that allows them to pair up what they love to do with something they really weren't keen on, and that's reading. So having a student read about gaming was a great experience. Students didn't want to read, but if you read about something you enjoy, you won't stop reading. And so that's what we try to do here at Damon as well. In your educational experiences, try to pair up your interests with what you sometimes don't want to do, but you'll find a way to really make it happen and really enjoy it. So again, talk about our clinical experiences for students that are in maybe our nursing, health promotions, physician assistant, doctorate in physical therapy. But also there's experiences, students are coming for our business, accounting, sports management, HR, human resources. Those students work really hard to make sure they do at least one internship, but the faculty in that department encourages you to do 2 or 3 internships. Why? Well, I'm glad you asked. The reason why you'll be encouraged to do 2 or sometimes 3 internships, because those are the experiences that put you above the other people that are graduating from all the colleges in the area or even in the country. I always give the example to students and parents. If you have 3 students in front of you, they all have a degree in business administration from their various colleges. They all have a 3.7 GPA or a grade point average or higher. They all have attended accredited colleges or universities. What is going to be different about these students? Well, I have 2 distinct things that I'll mention to you what's different about Damon's experience versus some of the others. One, if you've had 2 or 3 internships that you've worked with either our career services office or the faculty department, now you have 3 professionals, be it managers, sometimes even CEOs of a company, that can speak to how hard you work, speak to your work ethic, speak to you coming to work on time, and even speak sometimes to, I would also hire this student if I had something available, or if something available comes up before the student accepts an offer, I will hire this student, or I will seek out this student. Those are powerful statements coming from employers or internships that you have taken. So once you have all your faculty that will say all these wonderful things about you, but to have 3 outside internships that are in your field. So if you're in business administration and you've worked at Walmart, maybe as a purchaser, or if you worked in an environment in a radio station in their HR office, and having those people speak to your ability via in writing or having them on your reference list is huge. The other aspect, I would say, what makes us different, what differentiates us from other colleges, is our Plus Up programs. This is very unique. What this program will allow you to do is take a series of classes that are specifically designed for you to help out in what you want to create in your academic experience. So for instance, let's just say you're a PT major, you're going for your doctorate in physical therapy, and you know one day, or you think one day, I might want to own my own clinic. So as you're going through this very challenging curriculum, they're going to challenge you in math, they're going to challenge you in sciences, knowing the anatomy and all those things. But it's not traditionally in the program to do a business plan, or it's not traditionally in the program to do some maybe HR things. So what you do with the Plus Up programs is really design a program that will help prepare you to do a series of classes that are not traditionally in this program. So if you're applying to the same type of jobs for 3 or 4 other people that are graduate and doctorate in physical therapy, you're going to have a unique set of skills that they will not have. And that's something I'm pretty sure is close to a guarantee that, we talk about the Plus Up program. It's unique to Damon. It's something that's been developed from our faculty and has been adopted from our administration, and we talk about it all the time because it definitely gives you a step up for any other competitors that are going for the same positions. And that's not just for physical therapy. I mentioned that as one of the examples, but you can do that with our foreign languages as well. So if you're a student and you're saying, I want to be a French major, and I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with it when I graduate, but if you did a Plus Up, you can actually have time to take a series of classes for a Plus Up, or you can actually dual major in our accelerated program. So we have an accelerated program that you can be a French major and also major in business, and then go on to do a master's in international business, and get this, 3 degrees within 5 years. It's happening. You can definitely do it. To finish up your French degree, finish up your business degree within the 4 years, and because you have done this accelerated program 1 additional year and have your master's in international business, that will definitely give you a jump up on many, many, many other candidates as you're going for different positions, starting your career off. So these are some things that I think Damon has to offer you and lots of other students in different programs that we have that will definitely set you apart when it comes to outcomes. When you're looking at a college, you're thinking about what they have to offer as far as a major. But data shows that many students come into a program and they have a change of heart after a year or so. So if you decide that you have a change of heart, you can then say, I want to transfer. I regularly talk to students saying it's nice to find a college that has your first and second, sometimes even your third choice in programs. Why? Because if you happen to have a change of heart and you want to do something different, again, that second or third choice, if that is on the same college campus, it's only a walk to the registrar's office saying I want a change of major, and possibly having to go to that department and having it signed for the chair of that department, and there it is, you're done. So in some cases, you come in and you say, I want to be an education major, and you realize that going into the classroom that first year was not for you. You want to do a change of major. I think I want to go to business. It's easy as that. Going to the registrar's office, filling out a change of major form, and having your major change. And it's still time to graduate and to do what you want to do as far as starting your career off. So while you're on and you're listening to me, thank you for doing that. However, we still have people that are waiting for your questions and eager to respond to them. We're going to take a break momentarily, and when we take that break, I want you to take an opportunity to look at our website, check out some other videos for the chosen major that you're thinking about, and also ask questions of our students. We have students upstairs, all in one room, waiting to answer your questions and chat back and forth with you. This is your time to have a great online open house experience, and we'll talk to you soon.
Damon's changed my life in a lot of ways. I came into Damon College with no direction at all. Now, 4 years later, leaving Damon, I'm very optimistic for my future. Damon has a lot to offer, and it'll open up a lot of opportunities, more than you ever think.
The doors that have been opened to me at Damon have truly been unbelievable and have paid off in so many ways. Because of Damon, I am truly changed, and because of the opportunities I was given, I am a different person, I'm confident, and I'm ready to take on the real world. And I don't think that I would have found this in any other university.
Damon was the one that seemed the best because it allowed me to combine athletics and academics in the perfect manner for me.
The people that I met pushed me academically, they pushed me socially, and I'm just a happier person.
I think that the faculty are great because they take their time with students and they don't just have 1 hour of office hours for 500 students. They make time to go over everything with you, and if you're struggling, they can help you, and I think they motivate you to do the best you can.
One of my favorite things about Damon is having a small class size. As I get into upper division classes, they tend to get more difficult. It's easier for me to be able to speak to my professors personally and build that close relationship with them so I can get the attention that I need and I can get the help that I need if I'm struggling with any particular topic in the classes.
My favorite part about being at Damon is definitely the small community. You know everyone, everyone knows you, and if you have a problem, you have friends that surround you and assist you. It's a really close-knit family, I feel like.
So that's what I always tell people, is I felt at home when I came here, and that's why I chose Damon.
I would say accounting at Damon is really special, so you have a lot of one-on-one time with your professors. It's my passion. I love solving puzzles. I love having one side match the other side and having a job that would relate to my daily life.
When I heard I was accepted to the Smithsonian at my first internship that I've ever had in my major, I was ecstatic. I couldn't even describe the emotions. Oh my gosh. It really was the most amazing news that I had heard.
I've always been interested in traveling, and throughout my time here at Damon, I've had opportunities to study in Costa Rica for a summer. Going there and being able to actually live in the rainforest and travel is awesome.
Because of Damon's college accounting program, I actually got a job offer at one of the Big Four firms.
The Damon faculty has great communication with the students. You talk to them, they listen to you. If you have any questions, they have office hours.
As soon as I stepped on Damon's campus, it was like automatically everyone was like, you're gonna be great for the program. Like, the family atmosphere is what I love about Damon. They are there to help you, but you also realize like they push you to be the best you can be at all times.
The #1 school that I had always heard about was Damon for PT and PA and anything in the medical field. So when I had actually came here and stepped on campus, I looked around and I was like, it feels like home, like this is where I should be. Damon had given me the opportunity through the open house to get to know other students, get to know the staff, the faculty, just seeing how inviting everybody was and how I was able to interact with students, interact with the staff and faculty, and how easy it was to talk to people. I had realized that coming to Damon was my #1 choice.
I'm really excited to graduate. My last 4 years here have been amazing. I've had so many opportunities that I wouldn't have been able to have elsewhere.
At Damon, I've made amazing friends, awesome family, great mentors, and a wonderful learning experience that I wouldn't trade for anything.
I'm super excited, and I never thought that I would get here. I mean, I thought it would come eventually, but it's been a long road, and I'm so happy to be here with all my friends, and I'm glad that we've all succeeded and done this all together. I would say that I've had an awesome experience at Damon. I've had many opportunities to grow as a person. I've learned a lot about myself, and I've met a lot of great people, made a lot of great friends, and I'm really thankful that I chose Damon as my school.
Damon's a small campus, but all the teachers and administrators really care about their students. They take a lot of time to make sure that your experience at Damon is awesome.
Damon takes any student and we give them the grounded education. It's not an accident that in universities large and small, people are taking courses in the liberal arts, in the humanities, in the natural sciences, and the social sciences. We add to that so that when you are a graduate, you're prepared not just for your first career, but for your lifelong career. We are educating you for the rest of your life, not just for your first job.
If you're really passionate about your career and you're really looking for the future, Damon is the place to be. And if you really want people who genuinely care about you, Damon is the college to go to.
Damon's changed my life in a lot of ways. I came into Damon College with no direction at all. Now, 4 years later, leaving Damon, I'm very optimistic for my future. Damon has a lot to offer, and it'll open up a lot of opportunities, more than you ever think.
The doors that have been opened to me at Damon have truly been unbelievable and have paid off in so many ways. Because of Damon, I am truly changed, and because of the opportunities I was given, I am a different person, I'm confident, and I'm ready to take on the real world. And I don't think that I would have found this in any other university.
Damon was the one that seemed the best because it allowed me to combine athletics and academics in the perfect manner for me.
The people that I met pushed me academically, they pushed me socially, and I'm just a happier person.
I think that the faculty are great because they take their time with students and they don't just have 1 hour of office hours for 500 students. They make time to go over everything with you, and if you're struggling, they can help you, and I think they motivate you to do the best you can.
One of my favorite things about Damon is having a small class size. As I get into upper division classes, they tend to get more difficult. It's easier for me to be able to speak to my professors personally and build that close relationship with them so I can get the attention that I need and I can get the help that I need if I'm struggling with any particular topic in the classes.
My favorite part about being at Damon is definitely the small community. You know everyone, everyone knows you, and if you have a problem, you have friends that surround you and assist you. It's a really close-knit family, I feel like.
So that's what I always tell people, is I felt that.
Hello again and welcome back. I just want to give a shout out to some of our students that we have joining us from across the country. And we were looking during the break and we have Arizona, Alabama, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Texas, even Hawaii. I wish I was with you in Hawaii. And so we want to say thank you for logging into the online open house. This is a great opportunity to have you come. Instead of flying in from Hawaii, you can be with us this evening. And so we're glad that you're chimed in with us. I also want to take the opportunity to answer some questions that may have been answered by our students or our staff as they're chatting back and forth. I feel like this is a live PD episode, but it's not. And so as we're chatting back and forth, I wanted to answer some of those questions. One was about Canavan Hall. In Canavan Hall, we do have most of our first-year students, and again, sometimes there's transfers, but there is not an opportunity to say, well, can I have my own room in Canavan? However, at times, if there is a need, as far as a medical need, there are rooms set aside for students that sometimes may need have wheelchair accessibility or who has a medical need to be in a room by themselves. So that is an option, and that's why we save those spaces for cases like that. But we don't have the space to offer up single rooms for many of the students that are coming in. The other question we had was regarding campus safety. We're located in Amherst, New York, which is a suburb of Buffalo. Very safe community. Amherst, New York has been voted one of the safest cities in the country for multiple years. What does that mean? That means that even because of the neighborhood we're in or the community we're in, it's a safe environment. But we don't rest our heads on that. We do take initiative to make sure we have a strong campus safety staff. They walk around campus and they drive around campus all day long. They have a set route that they take where they're making sure they're walking through the academic buildings, they're walking through the residence halls, they even walk through admissions building as an administrative building to make sure that everything's going smoothly and everyone's safe. So we also have a blue light phone system. If you're not familiar with that, what that is a phone for security purposes that are located in different areas across campus, so that if you have a need of calling for assistance, your car didn't start, you need someone to call AAA or come over to help you, or if you just don't feel comfortable walking to the library from the parking lot or from your residence hall to one of the academic buildings, you can call for one of the campus safety staff to assist you. So it is a very safe environment. I've been on this campus now for almost 13 years. And in the 13 years I've been here, we've gotten stronger and more direct with regards to making sure that our students are safe, making sure that we're in a safe environment and we're being proactive opposed to reactive. So you're definitely in a safe environment. We had another question in regards to your academic schedule. When do I get my classes? It's such an exciting time, so I do understand the reasons of saying, when do I get my class schedule so I can kind of have it, start working with it, and maybe looking at the syllabus online. You get your class schedule during orientation. For students that start here as a first-year student, you'll come in during orientation. Your schedule is made for you. That's the only time your schedule will be made for you. After your first semester, freshman year, you will then have an academic advisor. If you have a chosen major, you have a faculty academic advisor in your department. So if you're coming in as a social work major, psychology major, math major, you'll have a faculty member from that department who will advise you on your classes from semester to semester until you graduate. If you're coming in undeclared or undecided, as some places call it, first of all, I'll say, do not worry. Being undeclared or undecided is fine. We have at least 20% of the population coming in undeclared or undecided. What that means is that you're going to have even additional help helping you and assisting you through the academic process. And in some cases, students really just say, you know what, I love Damon, I love my experiences, I love all the things I hear, but I'm not 100% sure of which program I want to select. That's fine. If you came into Damon undeclared, we will have academic advising set you up with a schedule that will give you an opportunity to have classes in the, say, a social work class. Then you'll have a math class. Maybe you'll have a psychology class. Maybe you'll have a health promotion class. Giving you classes from across the gamut that will give you an understanding of sometimes what you really like, and sometimes you figure out that you don't like those things. On top of that, every first-year student will have what we call a learning community. Within that learning community, there's times to talk with academic advising, a peer mentor that is an upper class student that's already been through some of the classes, some of the majors. You get a chance to talk to them. So you get a chance to explore what Damon has to offer. And you'll also take a class that will do that, help you to explore the different classes, help you to research and explore different career paths. So you'll take a class that will give you a project to say, look into what it takes to be a police officer, look into what it takes to be a social worker, look into what it takes to be an educator. That way you can have more insight before just kind of picking a program without having some of the research behind it. So we will help you through that process. We're not going to just say, oh, you're undecided, come to Damon and figure it out on your own. We're not going to do that. We're going to be with you throughout that process. But there will be times where you will have to do the work. We'll assist you and guide you through it, but you have to do the work. And I have seen students that would come in undeclared and they're excited about the exploration period of figuring out what I really want to do. And the excitement comes because they know they picked a great institution where they really want to stay for the next 4, 5, or 6 years, again, depending on your program. And so exploring the career path is something they're excited about. But they're at a great place so that they're not exploring, why did I come to Damon, or is this the right fit? They know that they made the best decision for them, but now they're just exploring of what's going to be the correct career path for them. I have found in my experience here at Damon is that undeclared students are very, very smart. These are the students that have so many opportunities that they just can't choose one. And that's so unlike the stereotypical undeclared students. In the past, everyone would say that the undeclared students were students that they just didn't know what they wanted to do, they were kind of confused. So not the case. I have realized that the students that are coming in as undeclared have opportunities to come into very selective programs, or any of our programs for that matter, just a matter of they have not selected what they really want to do. And that's okay. At times I feel like there's so many other things I would love to do as well in regards to teaching, being an educator, being an administrator. There's so many opportunities out there for you, and life is so short that you don't have to jump into it right now. So you have to enjoy that experience and make sure you explore and do the things you really want to do. The other question was regarding orientation. I did speak about orientation earlier. So orientation, again, has a family aspect of orientation. So if you come on campus during the summer for orientation, it is a program that will be designed for the students to kind of separate, and we have orientation leaders, which are current students that are hired to work during the summer to work with you to help you to understand all the aspects of Damon College, from your academic aspect, clubs, organizations, where to go and get assistance, where to go and get help writing a paper, where all the labs are, so that when you come on campus in the fall, you have a better understanding where to go and where to seek out, say if it's financial aid to speak with, if it's academic advising, if it's whatever office you need. You're doing a lot of those things during the summer. But what's most important about orientation is you're getting a chance to get to know all the other entering students coming, again, from all over the country and also internationally. So in that regard, it's a great time to come and get to know your classmates you'll be entering Damon with. And for parents, It also gives you the inside look of what your students are going to be experiencing, but also answering all the questions you may have in regards to what's next from first year to your second year straight to graduation. But it's also an opportunity for the parents to ask about internships or what's the process that my son or daughter is going to go to as they're going up through grad school. Is grad school an option here at Damon College? Which is what I'll get into right now for some of the students that are looking at going on to a grad school. We have selected particular programs to make sure that we have the next step in regards to coming here for undergrad for social work, having the MSW. Coming here for undergrad in health promotions, you can then go to our Master's in Public Health or our ABA, which is our Applied Behavior Analysis. You can come here for business and then go for the Master's in International Business, or you can come here for accounting and sit for the CPA and have your license there. Education students can come here for undergrad in education and do your Master's in Special Education. And then again, for psychology, you can go into the Master's of MPH or the ABA program again. So we do recognize that many of these programs will be looking to add, well, excuse me, many of the students that are looking at Damon will look for a program that has a master's component to it as well. A few more programs I'd like to mention as well. So if you're coming for physician assistants, of course, that's a 5-year master's program. If you're coming for our doctorate in physical therapy, that's a 6-year doctorate program as well. If you're looking at athletic training is also a master's program here at Damon. So you can start here as a first-year student undergrad, go into your master's for athletic training. We have a very unique program called cytotechnology. Cytotechnology is a program that we've partnered with Roswell, which is internationally known as a cancer research hospital. So partnering with Roswell has definitely given students a wonderful experience and a great opportunity to start their career off anywhere in the country. However, Roswell approached our Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Brogan, because they wanted to increase the number of cytotechnologists in the field. And so we have been doing this program. I think we're in our 4th year for cytotechnology. Excellent program, and it's a great way to get into the research aspect of healthcare or get into working with the labs. So cytotechnology is a great program. If you don't know much about cytotechnology, I'll urge you to go onto our website under our biology and natural sciences, click on cytotechnology, and you can learn all about that program. But it's also a great program, not just in Western New York with Roswell, but nationally, people are looking to enter in the field of cytotechnology. So we have a lot of programs where you can start here as a first-year student, right out of high school, and go on to your master's program. And so this is designed, again, to make sure that when students come to Damon College, they don't have to look at us as just an undergraduate institution, but we have more and more graduate programs coming on on our campus. So we look forward to adding more programs as the students that have an interest. There's more that we're looking into that we're not able to say right now, but just know that there are more graduate programs coming on board at Damon College. So I want to go back to our juniors, because we have a lot of juniors that are logged on with us. As a junior, many of you have not started to apply for colleges, and some of you have, but the ones that have not applied, I usually have a presentation where I'm in front of a room full of juniors and I ask them what's the most important thing in their application. And so I have some things here that I like to share with you. And so when I ask that, you get a different answers, but I'm just going to share them with you so that you have them. So one of the most important things, of course, if you're applying, is your transcripts that will have your high school average. That's really important for colleges to know. They want to see how you've done all 4 years. So yes, we're looking back to that first year of your high school average, attendance, those things are being looked at. So that's one aspect of your application that we deem as important. In regards to standardized tests, one thing I'll say is Damon is test optional. However, there are a lot of our programs that we do require SAT or ACT scores for. So let me just list those out now. So programs that we do require SAT or ACT scores are our education program, athletic training, physician assistant, doctorate in physical therapy, and our nursing program, our pre-vet, our pre-med, and our pre-pharm. Those are programs that we do need to standardize tests. So in that case, your standardized test scores are another important aspect of your application. For many of the programs, we don't require them, but for those programs, I will definitely say that SATs and ACTs are an important part of that process. As you're going and looking at colleges and you're looking to complete your application, we're going to need letters of recommendation. Who do they come from? The letters of recommendation can come from teachers, coaches, employers, not Uncle Bob, not Aunt Sue, but we want to make sure we have letters of recommendation. What should they speak about? If you have coming from a teacher, they should speak about how hard you work, your work ethic in the classroom. Coming from a coach, it can be about, again, how hard you work on the field, maybe your team approach, being a team player, no matter if you win or lose, being uplifting on the team. If it's from an employer, again, your work ethic, maybe how you're a team lead if you're in that environment. If you're involved in your community center or church, synagogue, those are also good places to have letters come from. During that process, it's very important also, we want to learn about who you are, what you expect from us as the college of choice. Some of the things that you've done to bring you to the point of why you want to be a business major, why you want to come to Damon College, why you want to be in healthcare. So in doing that, we'll need your essay and your personal statement. This is very important. In my career of over 20 years in higher education, I can say that I've accepted 2 students almost solely based on their essay and not their high school average or SAT scores, because their letters were that powerful. So at times, a strong essay will definitely give a tipping factor in your favor to attend a college. I'll just say this, as I say how that made the biggest impact, the reason why the essays for those 2 students made such a big impact was that in their essay, they showed a commitment to the field of study that they were looking to enter into. One was education, another one was communications. They showed that it wasn't just something they wanted to do, but in many cases they had already started doing those things that I deemed they would do after they graduate. So if you're a senior in high school and you're already writing articles for your local newspaper, I'm thinking, wow, you're definitely above the curve in regards to students wanting to do these things, but you're already doing what you're planning on doing after graduation. So that was very powerful for me. And the reason why that essay was so important for that student, because her academic SATs or ACTs were not very strong, and her high school average was, borderline. But when I read that essay, that took it over the top for me. So your essay can be very, very important. Some bonus items. Sending in a resume, portfolio if you're a graphic design, animation, art major, illustration, portfolio is going to be very, very important. Your volunteering experience and your internships. These are the bonuses. When I say resume, some of you may be saying, well, I'm 16, 17, 18 years old. I haven't really worked many places, or I've worked nowhere. That's when I say you put together an academic resume or a resume that talks about all the things you're doing. If you're on chair of the book club, if you're on an honors honor roll, if you're doing work in your community center or your church, if all the things you're doing, an activities resume, that's what I'm looking for. So we call that an activities resume. So all the activities you're doing that we would not see in your college application, this is the time to brag. Tell us all the things you're doing in school, out of school, that shows who you are. If you're doing trips out of the country, or if you're just doing things right here in town or your hometown of Habitat for Humanity, you want to tell us about that. Volunteer work, helping out. We have an area in Buffalo, they call it Feed the Needy, at different churches and different community centers. All those type of things that kind of lets us know a bit more about your character. That's important. And so, of course, we talk about everything that needs to go along with your application, but of course the most important part is your application. We want to make sure that you fill out an application, complete your application, but all the other things makes your application complete. And after all those things are in, there's one more bonus item I'll leave you with. What's the bonus item? When you're doing this process, when you're visiting campuses, when you're meeting with admissions counselors, when you're taking a tour, when you're getting all your information together and sent to that college, there's only one more thing you have to do. be yourself. You have to be your authentic self when you're going through this process. And I truly believe when students come on campus and interview and really tell us all the things they like about our campus and why they want to be here, when you're being yourself, that shows up in a mighty way. And so we get a chance and opportunity to make sure that we can tell you of all the opportunities you have here at Damon College. This first hour of chatting with you has been wonderful. These are the type of things I love to do. While I'm here, I go through all of our academic programs. I go to our admissions programs and admissions events. And if you've come to any, you've probably heard me speak. And so I love speaking at open house, our accepted student day, our dean's breakfast, our summer preview days, our visit Damon days. It's a great opportunity. And I love it so much because I truly believe that the enrollment process, the admissions counselors, and everybody on our campus has an opportunity to change lives. We really take that seriously. And how do we change lives? Because many times we're reading these applications and we know that students want to enter into a certain field or do a particular thing. We want to help you and partner with you to make it happen. So as you're here this evening and you're listening to our students and chatting back and forth, know that we are truly committed to making sure that you have the right experiences that you need to go into the career path that you want. Thanks again. We'll be back with you in the next hour. We're going to have our Director of Transfer Admissions, a couple of faculty members, particularly from our social work department, some students. So definitely tune in and hear all the wonderful things we have to tell you regarding those programs. Thank you. Have a great evening, and we'll be back with you very soon.
On behalf of the Damon College Board of Trustees, I welcome you, the graduates of 2017, your families and friends. You, the graduates of Damon, are the reasons the trustees meet, deliberate, and act. You as graduates are our reward. You are our job satisfaction.
We're gathered this afternoon to honor our graduates for their achievements at Damon College. You have earned a high distinction. You're part of an educated elite. Now, while you have demonstrated mastery of your academic area of study, perhaps the most important ability you have acquired is a habit of mind, and that's the ability to think critically and analytically about the world. This is the ability that will help you make wise choices for the rest of your life. And this ability may well be the greatest asset that you take away with you when you leave here today. Graduates, you're members of a very special college, and I feel confident that no matter what challenges you experience, you will continue to meet those challenges with wisdom and integrity. Now, graduates, this is, of course, a very special day. You've worked many long, hard hours to arrive at where you are today. But I ask that you take a moment right now and reflect on just how far you've come. I congratulate you and I wish you well as you go forth to experience greater challenges than you've yet faced. Do not forget the skills that you developed here as you become the successful individuals I'm certain you'll become. Do not forget your professors, and certainly don't forget Damon College. You are now and forever part of the Damon family. We hope to hear from you often over the years to come. I'm certain that you will continue to make Damon proud that you are one of our graduates. Graduates, go out and do good in the world. Congratulations to you all.
Damon's changed my life in a lot of ways. I came into Damon College with no direction at all. Now, 4 years later, leaving Damon, I'm very optimistic for my future. Damon has a lot to offer, and it'll open up a lot of opportunities, more than you ever think.
The doors that have been opened to me at Damon have truly been unbelievable and have paid off in so many ways. Because of Damon, I am truly changed, and because of the opportunities I was given, I am a different person, I'm confident, and I'm ready to take on the real world. And I don't think that I would have found this in any other university.
Damon was the one that seemed the best because it allowed me to combine athletics and academics in the perfect manner for me.
The people that I met pushed me academically, they pushed me socially, and I'm just a happier person.
I think that the faculty are great because they take their time with students and they don't just have 1 hour of office hours for 500 students. They make time to go over everything with you, and if you're struggling, they can help you, and I think they motivate you to do the best you can.
One of my favorite things about Damon is having a small class size. As I get into upper division classes, they tend to get more difficult. It's easier for me to be able to speak to my professors personally and build that close relationship with them so I can get the attention that I need and I can get the help that I need if I'm struggling with any particular topic in the classes.
My favorite part about being at Damon is definitely the small community. You know everyone, everyone knows you, and if you have a problem, you have friends that surround you and assist you. It's a really close-knit family, I feel like.
So that's what I always tell people, is I felt at home when I came here, and that's why I chose Damon.
I would say accounting at Damon is really special, so you have a lot of one-on-one time with your professors. It's my passion. I love solving puzzles. I love having one side match the other side and having a job that would relate to my daily life.
When I heard I was accepted to the Smithsonian at my first internship that I've ever had in my major, I was ecstatic. I couldn't even describe the emotions. Oh my gosh. It really was the most amazing news that I had heard.
I've always been interested in traveling, and throughout my time here at Damon, I've had opportunities to study in Costa Rica for a summer. Going there and being able to actually live in the rainforest and travel is awesome.
Because of Damon's college accounting program, I actually got a job offer at one of the Big 4 firms.
The Damon faculty has great communication with the students. You talk to them, they listen to you. If you have any questions, they have office hours.
As soon as I stepped on Damon's campus, it was like automatically everyone was like, you're gonna be great for the program. Like, the family atmosphere is what I love about Damon. They are there to help you, but you also realize like they push you to be the best you can be at all times.
The #1 school that I had always heard about was Damon for PT and PA and anything in the medical field. So when I had actually came here and stepped on campus, I looked around and I was like, it feels like home, like this is where I should be. Damon had given me the opportunity through the open house to get to know other students, get to know the staff, the faculty, just seeing how inviting everybody was and how I was able to interact with students, interact with the staff and faculty, and how easy it was to talk to people. I had realized that coming to Damon was my #1 choice.
I'm really excited to graduate. My last 4 years here have been amazing. I've had so many opportunities that I wouldn't have been able to have elsewhere.
At Damon, I've made amazing friends, awesome family, great mentors, and a wonderful learning experience that I wouldn't trade for anything.
I'm super excited, and I never thought that I would get here. I mean, I thought it would come eventually, but it's been a long road, and I'm so happy to be here with all my friends, and I'm glad that we've all succeeded and done this all together. I would say that I've had an awesome experience at Damon. I've had many opportunities to grow as a person. I've learned a lot about myself, and I've met a lot of great people, made a lot of great friends, and I'm really thankful that I chose Damon as my school.
Damon's a small campus, but all the teachers and administrators really care about their students. They take a lot of time to make sure that your experience at Damon is awesome.
Damon takes any student and we give them the grounded education. It's not an accident that in universities large and small, people are taking courses in the liberal arts, in the
Hi everyone. Hi, I'm Nicole Stone. I am the Director of Transfer Admissions here at Damon College. And I thank you so much for logging on to our online open house. We're thrilled that you're here. It's such a great opportunity to be able to offer this. Like my colleague previously, Frank Williams, had mentioned, this is an opportunity for you to be able to log on and connect with our current students. We have several current students that are here from several different majors, from several different areas as well. So we have a lot of diversity of students here to be able to chat with you and share their experience with you. We also have our transfer counselors online as well. So if there are any transfer students out there who have questions, we are here to answer those for you. For the next hour or so, I'd like to be able to share with you about our programs here and talk to you about our transfer students. You will have the opportunity to meet some of our faculty here as well. Nicole, I have been at Damon for 11 years. I've actually been in higher ed for about 15 years, and 11 of those years have been here at Damon, and they've been here at Damon for a reason. It is a really great place to work, and I have a really awesome job that I get to work with transfer students every day. I work with them in the beginning stages of them applying to Damon. We sit down with our transfer students and we help them craft out their time here at Damon. What courses are going to transfer in? What courses are you going to take here at Damon? How long is it going to be for you to complete your program here? And then when our students enter Damon and enroll into your class, I have the opportunity to continue to connect with you and see you thrive and do all the great things and meet all your goals here at Damon. Throughout this time for the next hour, you're going to meet 3 of our students here that have done that I've worked with them from the time that they've come in as a transfer student, and now they are going through their program and they've done really amazing things. So I'm excited to share that with you. But one of the things I'd like to talk to you about is our student population here on campus. So our transfer students, undergraduate, we have about 2,000 students. 30% of those students are transfer students. They are students that come from so many different areas. Our transfer students come right from the community college. They are young, some of them are younger students that have finished their associates and ready to continue on. We have quite a few transfer students who have been working for several years and have decided to now continue on to continue their bachelor's degree, either in the field that they're in or completely changing a new field as well. And we have transfer students from some four-year institutions that have maybe decided to change a major and that institution didn't have it. And they were able to find themselves here at Damon and be able to be successful here as well. So there's such a great mix of our transfer students, and they bring such a great aspect to our environment here. It is easy for our students, for transfer students, to transition into Damon. When they come in here, when you look at your classes, when you're getting ready to register for your classes, you're not registering alone for your classes. You're sitting down with a faculty member in your department that can work with you to make sure that you're taking the right classes and that you're continuing on the right path. They want to know your goals, they want to know your career path, so they can help you meet that. And that's true. And when you hear from the students, you'll be able to hear that that is what they experience here as well. So I encourage you to be able to look around today. I encourage you to be able to ask us lots of questions. And if you like what you see today on the online open house, come on in and visit. We're here Monday through Friday. We're here on some Saturdays as well. Our transfer team, we're here late nights on Mondays and on Wednesdays. We're here until 6 o'clock. A lot of our transfer students, like I mentioned, are working full-time, so we know that it's easier for you to come in after work, and so we're here for you to do that. If you come in after work, bring your transcripts, bring unofficial transcripts. We'll sit down, we'll talk to you about those. How are they going to transfer in, and what do they look like in the program here at Damon as well? So I encourage you to do that. Another opportunity to visit on campus is April 21st is our open house right here on campus. You have to drive on over and come on our campus. And that's a great opportunity to meet with faculty. There's current students here as well that you can connect with. But then the other cool aspect of that is in the afternoon of that event, our transfer team will sit down and do individual meetings with you to do credit evaluation. So if you come on in, we'll do individual meetings and bring in your unofficial transcripts and let you know how they're going to transfer in. So we do a lot to be able to help you with the process, because we know how difficult it can be sometimes with balancing your life and balancing work and balancing school. So we want to do everything that we can to make it as easy as possible for you. The other thing throughout the next hour, I'd like to talk to you about some of the academic programs that we have here. In a few minutes that you will meet two of our faculty members from our social work department and a current student in the social work department. You'll also have the opportunity to meet a student in our health promotion program and in our physical therapy program. So we'll talk about those programs in a bit, but some of the other programs I'd like to highlight that we have transfer students come into is, I'll start with our accounting program. We have a wonderful accounting program. Students easily can transfer into this program, and they can flawlessly continue on to the graduate program. You can continue on and receive your bachelor's and your master's program in accounting as well. This program leads into for students to be able to sit and for the CPA exam and become a certified public accountant. It's a great opportunity. Before students get to that point, they actually have the opportunity. We have a program on campus called VITA, and it's an opportunity for them to work with families on their taxes. So they are getting real life experience to be able to add that to their portfolio, add it to their resume as they're getting ready for interviews. They have that real life experience, and they know what it's like to be an accountant. Another great program is our business administration program. There are so many different opportunities with business administration, and we have a lot of different minors and opportunities for you to focus on different career paths within business administration. So we have sports administration, international business, we have human resources. Great opportunity for you to be able to really focus on all those different fields. The other great opportunity in this program, our internships are required. So students, I will see students graduate and they've had 4 or 5 internships under their belts because they know that that's what they want to do, and as soon as they start their first semester, they work it out. They work it out with our career service office. They work it out with the faculty to make sure that they have the opportunities to work in a smaller business or a larger corporation, a nonprofit, a for-profit, really to get an idea of what kind of business do you want to work in and what do you really want to do. So there's so many opportunities. The other program is our psychology program, another fabulous program here. What's great about it is when students transfer in, you will get ready to work on your research. There's a whole research section coursework for our psychology majors. We have psychology majors that continue their bachelor's here and decide they want to go into social work or decide they want to go into some type of graduate work to be a counselor. There's so many aspects that you can do with psychology, and we have great faculty here that help you with that help you decide what you want to do. Sometimes we have students that come in and just say, I really love psychology. I love the study of it, and that's what I want to do. I'm just not sure what I want to do with it, and that's okay. That's why our faculty are here, to be able to help you and guide you. And it happens. Absolutely. And then the other program I want to talk to you about, which is a larger transfer program for us, and it's our nursing. We have an RN to BS program, and so any of you students out there who may be at the community college right now who are studying RN to BS, or are right now working as an RN and have been thinking about, I want to get my bachelor's, I'm ready to do that. That's what our program is for. So our program will allow you it's very transfer friendly. We accept a lot of transfer credits, and it allows you to complete your program in a year or so. So I encourage you to look at all of those. They're great programs. We have a lot more to share with you today. In just a couple minutes, I'm going to bring on a few of my colleagues from the social work departments and a student from the social work department, and we're going to share with you the aspect of their experience here on Damon. So thanks so much, and stay tuned. We'll see you in just a bit.
One of our programs for the undergraduate nursing at Damon is the RN to BS program, and it's become a very popular program for a number of reasons. One is that the employers in this area as well as across the country are really looking for nurses to have their bachelor's degree. What we're trying to do is to make the transition from the associate degree to the bachelor's program as seamless as possible, and that's really the goal of that IOM. One of our programs for the undergraduate nursing at Damon is the RN to BS program, and it's become a very popular program for a number of reasons. One is that the employers in this area as well as across the country are really looking for nurses to have their bachelor's degree. What we're trying to do is to make the transition from the associate degree to the bachelor's program as seamless as possible, and that's really the goal of that IOM program, is that we're trying to make it as easy as possible for students to just continue their education, finish that bachelor's in the least amount of time that possible, and also to do it in a way that works for them. We're very aware that our students work, that they have families, and so the program is very flexible. We start students in the spring, summer, or fall semester, so you can start any semester. We run our courses repeatedly so that students can, get the courses that they need. Students are never closed out of a nursing course that they need. They will always get what they need, so that will not hinder their ability to progress through the program. There's not a lot of prerequisites in the program, so again, students can move through the program at whatever pace works for them. We're not a completely online program. A lot of other RN to BS programs are starting completely online. What we find is that students like a mix. So we have our 300 level nursing courses are available either online or in class, or what we call hybrid. The hybrid format means that you're on campus 4 to 5 times during the semester, and it's spread out throughout the semester, so if you're working, it's possible to get those days off from work, and then the rest is online. Our 400 level courses are all taught hybrid. The requirement for the RN to BS program is that you have an associate degree in nursing. So you have to be at least eligible to sit for the licensure exam, and you have to have completed your AAS in nursing. One of the nice things about the Damon program is I think we're very user friendly. We transfer in as many credits as we can. You have to take 30 credits at Damon. That's a New York State requirement to get a degree from Damon. So if we can get it down to where you only need 30 credits to complete the program, we will do that. We'll transfer in any electives that you've taken. If you've taken AP courses, if you've taken courses at other colleges besides your associate degree program, there's no time limit for those courses. We ask you to send us all of your transcripts, and we will transfer in up to 90 credits, as many as we can. Our elective credits are all free electives. So some other programs have stipulations that you have to take so many credits in history or philosophy or different disciplines. That's not true for the Damon program. For our program, any elective courses that you've taken, any course other than a nursing course that you've taken, will transfer in as an elective. All of our RN to BS students are given a scholarship of 50% tuition. Whether you're part-time or full-time, all of the courses that you take in the RN to BS program will be at 50% of the current tuition rate. One of the things that I like to tell students coming into the RN to BS program, because sometimes, you know, they've been in school, they've done the associate degree program, they feel like they need a break. My recommendation is start the BSN program, take 1 course, 2 courses, as many as you think you can take, and then just keep going, because I think it actually, you can complete the program before you know it. It's something that once you get started and you just keep going at whatever pace works for you, you'll be done before you know it. One of our programs for the undergraduate nursing at Damon is the RN to BS program, and it's become a very popular program for a number of reasons. One is that the employers in this area, as well as across the country, are really looking for nurses to have their bachelor's degree. What we're trying to do is to make the transition from the associate degree to the bachelor's program as seamless as possible, and that's really the goal of that IOM program, is that we're trying to make it as easy as possible for students to just continue their education, finish that bachelor's in the least amount of time that possible, and also to do it in a way that works for them. We're very aware that our students work, that they have families, and so the program is very flexible. We start students in the spring, summer, or fall semester, so you can start any semester. We run our courses repeatedly so that students can, you know, get the courses that they need. Students are never closed out of a nursing course that they need. They will always get what they need, so that will not hinder their ability to progress through the program. There's not a lot of prerequisites in the program, so again, you know, students can move through the program at whatever pace works for them. We're not a completely online program. A lot of other RN to BS programs are starting completely online. What we find is that students like a mix. So we have our 300 level nursing courses are available either online or in class, or what we call hybrid. The hybrid format means that you're on campus 4 to 5 times during the semester, and it's spread out throughout the semester, so if you're working, it's possible to get those days off from work, and then the rest is online. Our 400 level courses are all taught hybrid. The requirement for the RN to BS program is that you have an associate degree in nursing. So you have to be at least eligible to sit for the licensure exam, and you have to have completed your AAS in nursing. One of the nice things about the Damon program is I think we're very user friendly. We transfer in as many credits as we can. You have to take 30 credits at Damon. That's a New York State requirement to get a degree from Damon. So if we can get it down to where you only need 30 credits to complete the program, we will do that. We'll transfer in any electives that you've taken. If you've taken AP courses, if you've taken courses at other colleges besides your associate degree program, there's no time limit for those courses. We ask you to send us all of your transcripts, and we will transfer in up to 90 credits, as many as we can. Our elective credits are all free electives. So some other programs have stipulations that you have to take so many credits in history or philosophy or different disciplines. That's not true for the Damon program. For our program, any elective courses that you've taken, any course other than a nursing course that you've taken, will transfer in as an elective. All of our RN to BS students are given a scholarship of 50% tuition. Whether you're part-time or full-time, all of the courses that you take in.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. So I'm excited to be here and share with you what I was talking about earlier, is to share with you the dynamic between our students and our faculty as well. So we want to be able to share a little bit about our social work program today. So who I have with us is Cassandra Daniels, who is a faculty member in the program of social work, and she is the chair of the undergrad social work program as well. And I have Kennedy Lewandowski, who is our shining star in the social work program, and she really is. So Kennedy is someone who, when I was talking earlier, I was telling you about students that I could remember when they come in and they're excited about transferring in, and watching them grow and all the great things that they're doing. And that's Kennedy. She is now in the graduate program, in the MSW program, so our shining star. And we also have with us Diane Bessel. So Diane Bessel is also a faculty member in our social work program, and she's the chair of the MSW program. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Glad to be here. So I think my first question is for Kennedy, to share with us about really in general, your experience here about Damon in the social work program. If you want to give us a little bit of your highlights in the undergraduate program.
Yeah, definitely. So I think first off, right when I transferred here, I met with the chair of the sociology in the social work department. And even just then, that's really where my communication and the whole family dynamic of Damon was really shown to me. They worked really well with me to get my credits transferred over and to get me started right in a class that summer with a professor. It was a one-on-one class, and it was really great. It was all online. I was able to Skype in with the professor and ask her any questions I had. And that was really started back in April before I even fully committed to Damon. I was completely looking at all my credits and everything, but that was a really great aspect of me committing to Damon, was that I was going to start classes right away, and I had that open communication with the professors immediately. And then as I started my undergraduate, of course I was nervous, and I did my first ever social work class that summer. But coming into the program, the first semester, I had 4 very different classes, and I was doing a research class. I started it my first year here, and that actually followed me all the way through to my senior year, and that would probably be one of my favorite aspects. The first semester I learned all about the research and how to do research and definitions of words, how to look up on the database, what's good articles and what's not good data, different things like that. And then the next semester I completely followed through with that with Dr. Bessel here and my classmates. We worked with Deaf Access Services to look at exactly how, especially in Erie County and Buffalo, how the community is aware, how they're educated, and how they use Deaf Access Services, or DAS, within the community. So I was able to create a survey with the help of my professor and then with the other classmates that I had, and actually send that out to the individuals that are using Deaf Access Services, and then they were able to refer other individuals to us to take the survey. So with that, we collected data and we evaluated it, and then I was able to present that to our whole community here at Damon at Academic Festival. And then even going further, so once my semester closed, I ended up picking up an independent study to then expand that and then do some program intervention and then submit my ideas to Deaf Access Services. So that is just really the big transition from my first semester here to my last semester, and I had that constant communication, that dynamic with not only my professors, but with the research and then my colleagues.
And I'll just add, I don't know that you know, but since your independent study, we've gone on to continue to work with the organization, and they have actually implemented an aspect of the model that you talked about, which was more of a care coordination model.
Yeah, so that's really great to hear, because I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just found that out myself. So it's a good example of research that's done in the classroom but has an effect and has an impact in the larger community. And your work had that effect.
Yeah. And that's definitely seeing that go from the first semester to my last semester in the undergrad, and even just the research that we did to learn how DAS impacts the community and what different individuals need.
And can you share with us where you, your profession, where you want to work as a social worker?
Yeah, so I interned, it's called a field placement. You do that your senior year of the program here, once you're in upper division. And you have a direct supervisor that you speak to weekly, and you get right into the field. So I was at a school, and I absolutely loved it. I was doing one-on-one and group counseling, and then immediate intervention, and then to 2 different emergencies in the school. And now I'm at the Erie County Holding Center, and that's very drastic change, very different. It's education, but it's not right in the education system. So I'm working with the veterans on the unit there, and I do a group on Mondays, and then I bring discharge planning to them on Fridays, so resources in the community. And it's really interesting just because it's so different, and I'm still not used to it. I love it, and it's come in May, but I'm just getting into the swing of things. And I'm also doing research for the veterans and in the Erie County Forensic Mental Health Department. So going further, I really love both of those areas. I love the policy aspect of social work that I've been getting into at the Holding Center, and really advocating for my clients and for the veterans and getting them what they need and having them transition back into civilian life, especially coming from the service and then coming to the Holding Center. I really love that, and I really love the child aspect of it. So going further, I could definitely see myself either in the forensics field or within a school or education system. And really just advocating for clients at a larger level while working with them personally.
Yeah, that's really great. And you could keep that connection either way. That's
absolutely.
really great. And so to transition, Cassandra, I really think that social work is such a great profession, and there's so many different sectors that you can work in. So can you touch upon that a little bit?
Sure. I think if there's anybody out there, first of all, who's on the fence about social work, who's thinking, I'm limited or I don't know what I can do, I'm so glad that you shared your story, Kennedy, because the reality of what social work really is we look at problems and we find solutions. So if there's a career that you're looking for where you want to get up in the morning and you want to know that you've helped somebody by the time you've gone home, social work is that profession. And social work is so genuinely awesome because of this, not just because we're social workers, but you can apply it to any setting. There's a skill set that social workers get that other disciplines don't. And so we're able to look at problems and help people, communities, schools, families, governments, corporations. You just talked about deaf services. We are able to help a broad range of people. If you're looking at social work and you're just thinking in terms of social services or your Department of Social Services, then I'm going to invite you to come down and see us because it is so much more. If we just went back and replayed Kennedy's dialogue, she talked about going for research. That's a key thing in social work, right? This is an evidence-based practice. This is a program. So there is questions, and we're looking for answers, and we're finding the right answers. So we help families, we help communities, we help schools, governments. Kennedy's right now in the Holden Center. Oh, here's the other thing. Oh, sorry, let me tell you this thing. Social work is also awesome because you get the degree, but you're also invited into a profession. So it's not just the book knowledge that you learn, but we put it into practice. And so every student who's coming through the program is going to have what's called a field practicum experience. Some people call it an internship, but I think it's more than an internship. An internship you can go to and you might, pour a little coffee, make a little copy and watch. The difference between an internship and a practicum is you are actually practicing as a social worker under the guise of another social worker. And it's so awesome because you have somebody like Kennedy who says, I never thought I was going to go into the jails. Didn't think I was going to work with the veterans, but now I'm on fire. Then guess what? It's a new experience. And okay, here's one more thing. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's your program. Go ahead.
Here's another thing. In the undergraduate level, it's a generalist practice program. So the skill set that Kennedy developed in her undergraduate could take her to any field she wanted. We do things like engagement. How do you talk to people? How do you interview with people? How do you read body language? How do you develop a plan of intervention to find a solution? And how do you get the client to buy in that with you? And we can do it on an individual level, or we can do it on an organization, government level. We also go to Albany every year.
To do lobbying?
To do lobbying. Right? Because there's a policy aspect of it. We can do everything we can to help an individual, but when there are policies that have to change to help corporations, to help families, to help individuals, we also take part in that as well. I will tell you this, if you're interested in social work, I think you should have a conversation with any one of us up here on this panel. It is not just a curriculum, not just a degree, it's a lifestyle. I think we should put that on a t-shirt.
I like
it.
It's social work lifestyle, right? You heard it here from Cassandra Daniel. There you go. Well, good, and that I think transitions really well going into the graduate program. And so, Diane, if you want to share with us, you know, the program, our undergraduate program prepares students so much for the graduate level. If you want to give us some highlights.
Well, I'll tell you from the very first day that they enter the undergraduate program, if you remember orientation, we actually bring in a sign, we say, welcome to graduate school. Because another thing that's cool about social work is that the preparation you get as an undergraduate student makes it possible, if you do well, to be able to enter into a graduate program and to complete that program in a year. So those generalist practice skills, those skills around engaging individuals, getting them to talk to you, building rapport, assessing them, figuring out what's going on with them, evaluating your practice, putting your interventions in place. All of those skills prepare you for the graduate experience. The graduate experience is also very intensive. What we have is a clinical program that focuses on children and families, and it really is about giving you critical skills, evidence-based intervention tools in order to enable you to practice with children and families in all the different settings that Cassandra has already talked about. So it's, you know, being with families in the courthouse, it's being with families in the hospital setting, it's being with families in nonprofits, and also working to establish policies related to that. We ensure that our students are trained specifically to do advanced intervention skills with adults, as well as with children and adolescents, which is a really important topic. It's something that a lot of people are interested in doing. We want to make sure that you have the top skills in order to do that in the field. We also make sure that our students are well prepared in an understanding of mental conditions, psychopathology, understanding how to diagnose differentially, how to understand what is exactly going on with that individual, that family, and then put interventions in place to support them. So it really is an opportunity to build on what you get in that undergraduate experience, that research, that knowledge, those core skills, in order to take it to another level. We have students in our grad program before graduation. We are hitting all sorts of job opportunities, many of them placed out of their field placements, getting jobs in the courts, in treatment services, in substance abuse, in the homeless prevention services, so a wide variety of them. A lot of them employed in full-time positions before they even leave our doors. And I think part of the key that I always want to talk about with our program is the fact that our professors are not just academics. We are folks that have worked in the field, that continue to work in the field. Most of our graduate faculty continue to have their own private practice, and we're also helping students to figure out what they need to be entrepreneurial, how to start their own private practice. We're giving them opportunities to work with organizations in the community if they want to go into administration, into supervision. And so those practitioners also have their networks, and that makes it possible for you to stand on our shoulders. Like that's really what we want for all of you. So, you know, whatever leverage we have in the community, whatever relationships, whoever we might know, we're going to get you hooked up and connect to them as well. And I think that's a value add. It's not just somebody talking about what they learned in the textbook. It's somebody who's talking about what they learned in the field and who they saw when they were at the courthouse and their network, and building on that to forward our students. And we, you know, for us, the greatest joy is hearing back from our students. I often will hear back from a year later, like, thank you, you taught me well, here's what I'm doing, now let me reach back and get to you. And so we have a lot of our students who become field educators for us, who get involved with teaching with us, who get involved with our advisory board because of that connection we're able to leverage. It's an amazing thing to be a social worker today, and I think, you know, it is a lifestyle. It is, you know, it's more than just helping people. It's helping ourselves to do what feels right to us in the world. It's not a job when you wake up every morning and you feel like, okay, today I get to make change.
Absolutely.
That's really wonderful.
And you know, the other great thing about the undergrad and the graduate program is that they're both fully accredited. So it's a seamless transfer from one program into the other.
And that accreditation is really important because it tells you that the Council on Social Work Education gives their seal of approval, stamps that program, and says, we are assured that that program is providing the key educational experience for that person to go out, walk out that door, and become a social work professional. So that is the thing you want to be looking for. That's the gold standard.
And you know, you hit on something that I say a lot when I talk to students about all programs here on across the board as I've never used the word practitioner before, but maybe I need to start using it, because any program that you look at here at Damon, our professors are practitioners in that field, and that's so important. And I encourage you that when you're looking at colleges, there are great colleges out there all over. You need to, number one, find a college that you are going to feel comfortable and say, I can call that my home for the next several years. But also to be able to ask those hard questions. Ask those questions to the faculty. Well, what was your profession? What's your degree in? What was your profession in? How long did you work in it? Because that makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. Especially with social work, in terms of research, in terms of different disciplines for working with and doing interventions. Our professors are on the cutting edge that they are actually doing it. They're actually doing research. We're being published. We have the academic side of it, but we also have the practical aspect of it. Dr. Bessel mentioned briefly our advisory board. We have an advisory board full of practitioners in the community as well, who are also very vested in making sure our students are successful. So there may be other schools, there may be bigger schools out there, but in terms of quality education where you can say, I learned what I was supposed to do, and people who are ready to change the world, social work is a lifestyle. It's right here at Damon.
If I can just touch on that real quick, going from the undergraduate to the graduate program, transferring in, I just encourage you guys to ask those questions, ask your professors, ask to have contact information to the chair of the department, to other professors that you may have, and ask those questions that Nicole said. What are you guys currently doing in the field? What can you help me with? And build those relationships from day one, because going from the undergraduate program, and this is my personal experience, to the graduate program, I wouldn't have learned and I wouldn't have applied myself if I didn't have those relationships. I felt like I was cared about. I felt that everybody wanted me to learn and to succeed. So me, myself, I wanted to work harder, and I wanted to take in that knowledge and then prove to myself that I can do this just like everybody else thought I can. And just to contest to the fact that your undergraduate prepares you for your graduate, I still today sit reading my textbooks and think, yep, Dr. B taught me that in undergrad. I remember this skill, and now I'm applying it at my internship. Even though I learned it in my undergrad, now I'm applying it and practicing it more and looking at it at a clinical level in my graduate. So just the transition, especially as a transfer student, that transition was so smooth for me, going from one college to Damon and then going right to the graduate program and being so comfortable with what I learned, even though it was my first year at Damon, my first year in social work. So I definitely encourage you guys to ask those questions and be comfortable with building those relationships, but also being uncomfortable, because that goes right away. That transition is tough, obviously, transferring and doing those things, but Damon makes it smooth, and Damon makes it like home here.
And you know what else? Don't be afraid to ask questions at all. If you're afraid of something not transferring, or if you're afraid that you don't have enough of this or that, please ask the question. You would be surprised at how many things we can work with. So don't be afraid to ask questions.
Absolutely. It's the beauty of a small school and a connected community. You know, I can call up Nicole and say, hey, I think we could do this. What do you think? And she's like, yeah, of course, whatever you want to get done. So I think it's all about relationships. You know, and your ability to be effective at what you do it's the relationships that you make.
And just that instance happened with me. I was working with Nicole, and Kevin Fricano, who's the other transfer and admissions counselor, called up Dr. Bessel and the other chair and got me what I needed to be here for 2 years and finish my program in the allotted time. So it happened to me, and it can happen to you guys.
Definitely.
Well, wonderful. I was going to end with offering your advice, and so I think you gave really great advice. And I thank all three of you for being here. And I encourage all of you, if you have questions, let us know. I know that they would be happy to reach out to you individually as well too.
Definitely.
But again, keep in mind, if you're not interested, if it's not social work, you still can have this type of relationship with a faculty member here. It happens across the board, so keep that in mind as well. Coming up next, I actually have two other students that I'd like to introduce you to in our health promotion program and our physical therapy. So stay tuned and we'll see you in just a couple minutes. Thanks.
Hello. I'm Scott Rowe, one of the assistant directors in the Office of Financial Aid here at Damon College, and welcome. At Damon College, we strive to make a private education affordable. To do so, we offer competitive financial aid packages that contain both merit and need-based aid. The merit-based aid, or scholarships, will be determined by the admissions office here at Damon at the same time that you apply for admission to the college. The need-based aid, that's where our office will come in. In order to determine that, we need you to fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, at fafsa.ed.gov. In the FAFSA, you'll list multiple demographic information as well as financial information for the household. That will be used by the federal government to determine your expected family contribution, or EFC for short. That EFC number is what's given to the college in order to determine what your need-based aid might be. You can file the FAFSA. It used to be January 1st, but now it's October 1st. They've moved it up 2 months for you. If you have any questions at any time during the financial aid process or during your college search, feel free to contact us, 716-839-8254, by email, finaid@damon.edu, or just stop on by and we'll be happy to help. Hello.
On behalf of the Damon College Board of Trustees, I welcome you, the graduates of 2017, your families and friends. You, the graduates of Damon, are the reasons the trustees meet, deliberate, and act. You as graduates are our reward. You are our job satisfaction.
Gathered this afternoon to honor our graduates for their achievements at Damon College. You have earned a high distinction. You're part of an educated elite. Now, while you have demonstrated mastery of your academic area of study, perhaps the most important ability you have acquired is a habit of mind, and that's the ability to think critically and analytically about the world. This is the ability that will help you make wise choices for the rest of your life. And this ability may well be the greatest asset that you take away with you when you leave here today. Graduates, you're members of a very special college, and I feel confident that no matter what challenges you experience, you will continue to meet those challenges with wisdom and integrity. Now, graduates, this is, of course, a very special day. You've worked many long, hard hours to arrive at where you are today. But I ask that you take a moment right now and reflect on just how far you've come. I congratulate you and I wish you well as you go forth to experience greater challenges than you've yet faced. Do not forget the skills that you developed here as you become the successful individuals I'm certain you'll become. Do not forget your professors, and certainly don't forget Damon College. You are now and forever part of the Damon family. We hope to hear from you often over the years to come. I'm certain that you will continue to make Damon proud that you are one of our graduates. Graduates, go out and do good in the world. Congratulations to you all.
On behalf of the Damon College Board of Trustees, I welcome you, the graduates of 2017, your families and friends. You, the graduates of Damon, are the reasons the trustees meet, deliberate, and act. You as graduates are our reward. You are our job satisfaction.
We're gathered this afternoon to honor our graduates for their achievements at Damon.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Like I said, I wanted to be able to share a little bit more with you so you can connect with our students and hear from them their real life experiences. So with me I have Django Denny, who is a transfer student here in our physical therapy program. And I have Sherry Zajac, who's also a transfer student in our health promotion program, which is a pretty great, unique program here at Damon. So I just want to go ahead and start off and talking about your programs, each of you. So Django, would you kind of share with us your experience in the physical therapy program, why you transferred into the program here at Damon?
Yeah, so like Nicole said, I'm a PT. I'm a third-year PT in the program, which means I have 3 more years coming in the fall, which I'm super excited about. I was originally at Alfred University for athletic training, and I knew I always wanted to do physical therapy, but I was just going to do athletic training for 4 years and then go to a PT school for my remaining years. But I decided just to kind of expedite that whole process and just go straight to PT here at Damon. I knew I wanted a small school within Buffalo that offered PT, so that left me with pretty much Damon and Duville. And the reason that I narrowed it down to Damon was the actual campus, because I know Duville is more of like a city school, and I really wanted having like a central campus feel, not having to like go through like many blocks of town or whatnot, or like I always had a big fear of walking into someone's living room looking for like chemistry class. I know it's irrational, but I always thought it might happen. So that's really why Damon was a choice for me.
Great, very good. And then Sherry, you know, health promotion is a unique program. It's a great to Damon, and so would you share with us a little bit about your program, what you've been doing in it, and
Sure.
why you transferred?
It is very unique. A lot of people are kind of like, what's health promotion, what do you do? And it's kind of a vast topic. Having the previous experience that I have with my education and having a nursing background, I decided to expand my horizons, and I want to run a hospital. So when I had my sister help me to get options to continue my education, I also came up with Duville and Damon. And when I was tasked with picking the schools, I picked Damon because it felt immediately at home. And with health promotions, we have different tracks. As administration is what I want to do. I want to become a CEO of a hospital one day. It will happen, people. And you can do community health, you can do public health, you can do health and fitness. Within our program, there's so many different tracks, and I'll also have a business minor, so I'll have all of the skills I need to be successful.
Very good, very good. And you also will have, you have a couple minors.
Yeah, I have a business and a psychology minor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See, and it can happen, especially coming into such busy programs. I know, Django, you talk about this, but Sherry, did you sit down with your faculty member to decide, can I do a minor? How will that fit in?
Yeah, the minor actually came really by chance when I was making this spring's schedule. And with the credits I had transfer in, as well as the classes that I have to take, if I take one additional class, I have an automatic minor. So I was like, oh sure, why not, let's just tack that on.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really easy to come by, and it's something that I will be able to use within my years, and I already have retail experience, so it was just a one-on-one, just easy to do. So
great. And then I think you spoke with Dr. Ford about it.
Yeah, and so when I was first making my schedule, sometime in like June, July, something, I can't quite remember, and I came in and Dr. Ford set me up to do a 2-year track, because I would have had to cram it all into 1 year. But I told him I wanted to do it in 1 year, so he threw away the 2-year track and did 1 year. And then like later that week, I was like, I actually want to do a minor, and I got in contact with the business department, And I went and I spoke to the head of their department, who was Dr. Flint, and she was super helpful. So I went back with Dr. Ford and I told him the classes I needed, and it was like kind of a whirlwind those 2 weeks, but we got everything squared away, and it was like super easy. I wasn't stressing at all really, which might sound surprising, but it was all just very smooth sailing. Everyone was really helpful with that.
That's great. And that, earlier I was talking about the one-on-one academic advisors that you have. So all of our students, their academic advisors are advisors within their program. So when Django and when Sherry came in for their first semester, they met with the department chair of their programs and they registered them. And then they continued on to have an advisor, a faculty member advisor in their program as well. So they meet with them to help them with that program plan to make sure that it continues on for the program, correct? So you're right on track in that, right?
Yep. Right.
Okay. I want to be able to talk a little bit about, our time is almost up, so I want to be able to talk a little bit about the easy application process that we have here at Damon. For those of you that may be listening to us today, there may be some of you that have already applied and are in the process, or some of you who just have not started that yet. So for those who have applied and you're in that process, I encourage you, the next steps, if you've been accepted, and if you have been, congratulations. If you've been accepted, the next steps in the process would be for you to send in your deposit, a $200 tuition deposit for most of the programs. For our physical therapy program for transfer students, it is $400 deposit. But once you submit those deposits, then once you'll have to work on getting your student health form completed to us. And then once all your final official transcripts are submitted, come May 1, we will be giving you a call to register for classes. So it's as easy as that. But I understand that sometimes it's not as easy as that because we have so much going on. You may be working, you may have a family, you may have other aspects going on along with going to school as well. So we will be following up with you if you've applied, helping you make sure to get in that health form and get in final official transcripts so we can get you registered throughout the summer for classes as well. For those students who have not applied yet, who have not completed that process, go right online. We have an online application. You complete that application, send us all of your transcripts that you've attended, any school that you've attended, send all those transcripts in. Once we have those items, within 48 hours, you'll hear a decision from us. So you'll hear if you're accepted, you'll also hear about a scholarship. I'll personally give you a call, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about financial aid and how that all works out. And then the next week you'll receive a credit evaluation to show you how your credits are going to come in and what the program's going to look like as you're here as a student. So that's fairly easy process. So I encourage you to get that started. Please let us know how we can help you. We are here again Monday through Friday and on some Saturdays. Mondays and Thursdays we are here until 6 o'clock. So if you're working late and you need to come on in, please let us know. And so we're so glad that you were able to join us today. This was exciting. Thank you, Django. Thank you, Sherry, for coming in. We appreciate it. And again, out there, don't forget to give us a call and come on campus to visit. Thanks so much and have a great night.
Damon's changed my life in a lot of ways. I came into Damon College with no direction at all. Now, 4 years later, leaving Damon, I'm very optimistic for my future. Damon has a lot to offer and it'll open up a lot of opportunities, more than you ever think.
The doors that have been opened to me at Damon have truly been unbelievable and have paid off in so many ways. Because of Damon, I am truly changed, and because of the opportunities I was given, I am a different person, I'm confident, and I'm ready to take on the real world. And I don't think that I would have found this in any other university.
Damon was the one that seemed the best because it allowed me to combine athletics
and academics in the perfect manner for me.
The people that I met pushed me academically, they pushed me socially, and I'm just a happier person.
I think that the faculty are great because they take their time with students and they don't just have 1 hour of office hours for 500 students. They make time to go over everything with you, and if you're struggling, they can help you, and I think they